Hi, everybody. This is the baseball highlight, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion. Your host, and welcome back to the Baseball Hit 3. And hopefully, you can get through this video as much as I can get through this video. As you can tell, I got a bit of a cold. That sounds too good, but we're going to get through it. It's my second video I'm going to record here with this horrible voice. Well, even more horrible voice than I normally have, but let's talk about, again, this feud between Clay Travis, Pablo Torre, and Riley Gaines. Now, I've done a video talking about how Pablo Torre had done an investigation saying that Riley Gaines had made some money in her post-swimming career. Oh my God, I can't believe it. And a lot of it's based off of the fact that she lost out to this guy, Thomas, that was his name, William Thomas, Leah Thomas, who was a trans swimmer. And this was a failed male swimmer, and he transitioned over, supposedly, even though he's twice the size of most of the women that were swimming, and a lot bigger in other places too, but we won't get into that. But Pablo Torre did this expose, this investigation, like he was Columbo, a monk. He went through this exposition, this expose of finding out what the hell is going on with her. Well, it's backfired. Because they started asking him questions online. What does he think about men in sports? Female sports, women's sports. He got awfully quiet. Well, some old tweets have popped up and makes him look like a complete total buffoon. Let's go do Outkick. And obviously, Clay Travis is the founder of Outkick. And they're very much tuned to what's going on here. Pablo Torre exposes hypocrite over transgender athlete stance after old tweets resurface. Pablo Torre refuses to answer whether males belong in women's sports after Riley Gaines' investigation backfires. Professional left-wing journalist, that's how they wrote it, Pablo Torre has spent the past few days relentlessly promoting his embarrassing attempt to discredit Riley Gaines. Torre breathlessly reported on social media this week that he and far-left outlet Mother Jones had uncovered a massive scandal that Gaines is hiding something, that she's Trump's favorite troll and engaging in grift as part of her campaign to keep males out of women's sports and spaces. Their hit chart, predictably, was a complete disaster. The big bombshell from Torre's investigation was that she had changed over time and to become increasingly frustrated that males were using inherent physical advantages to dominate women's sports, or that Leah Thomas had frequently exposed himself in the locker room because of a talent I would mention. If you compare some of these women that were competing against him, he was twice their size. So even if he's completely transitioned, the physicality of this person is still there. The sort of the volume is still there. He still has the power. So the idea that even if he transitioned completely, he would still have an advantage of her or them based on genetics and just over nature. As Outkick founder Clay Travis pointed out, if your best defense of Thomas's conduct is the man with the PP and the women's locker room wasn't bothering anybody, you have lost the argument. But Torre didn't just lose the argument, he lost the entire argument before it started and exposed himself as a massive hypocrite in the process. Torre's investigation somehow did not uncover his thoughts on allowing men in private spaces meant for women. For example, in 2016, Torre posted on Twitter, if you're defending a man's right to expose himself to a female employee against her will at work, I humbly beg you to never procreate. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. This was from 2016. Well, how the tables have turned. As part of his grift this week, Torre has accused Gaines of being insincere in her views because she became progressively more upset over the time about Thomas's actions. So is he insecure in his defense of transgender athletes now? Or is he simply looking for clicks, attention and money now by appealing to gullible liberals who put up in this house we believe science is real. Science or repeat transgender women are women. Without a hint of irony or self-awareness. Far be it from anyone to judge his motivations, but yeah, it's the latter. And we can tell because for the past several days, Travis has been publicly asking Tori whether males belong in women's sports. Simple question, no? If he believes what he says he believes, the answer is yes. But Tori also knows that yes is a ridiculous, indefensible answer. He can't accept that inherent contradiction. So he spent the last few days ignoring the question entirely and refusing to answer exactly what you expect. Tori's defense for this 2016 tweet has been to turn off comments. Oh boy, you don't want to do that. First, that he's been exposed as a hypocrite. Men exposing themselves to a woman against her will is indefensible. Until it's a man wearing women's clothing, then it's not only defensible, it's laudatory. If you're looking for common sense and intellectual consistency with Tori, you won't find it. What you find is someone who's happy to inaccurately attack others for sharing his own views if it gets him paid. Bingo! It's about future employment for this guy. It's about saying that he's a better person than you. He's more aware of what's going on in the world. And there's all this trans stuff is basically flavored the mold. It's basically what it is. The culture's already changing. Kids today are rejecting this stuff. They're basically going back to traditional values on this. This was just a trend. But the media keeps perpetuating it for a very simple reason. That is to confuse people, make it seem like it's more prevalent than it is. But it does happen. I mean, we saw this whole thing, I guess, at that gym, where that woman was at the gym and there was a man in the locker room. And he was a guy that had, a terrible background, was beating up on women, all this other stuff. And they didn't throw him out, they threw her out of the gym. And she's made such a big deal out of it. It's terrible. Women should feel safe. And men shouldn't be in women's sports. It's unfair. Sports is supposed to be fair. On the field, on the court, you want it to be fair. If men can't compete with other men, that's their problem. That's this guy's problem. It shouldn't have been allowed. Okay? I should have told him to pound sand. It's just unfair. And how about that young lady that was playing volleyball, I guess in college, and she got hit in the head by one of these guys, and she got brain damage. And she's also an advocate. And I know I believe she was at the signing for Title IX that Trump was reversing it. That women need to be separate from men. It's just too dangerous for women. That's the problem. It's not just so much it's unfair. It's extremely dangerous. Okay? Men are too big and too fast on that level. Now, with children's a different story. Prior to puberty, children are at the same level physically. But once children hit puberty, then boys, get much bigger and stronger than the girls do. It's just a fact. Well, you let me know what you think about this video. Thank you for, listening to this. Hopefully I feel better tomorrow. I should. But thank you for watching. Please subscribe to Baseball at 3, and I'll see you later.